Hello everyone, how are you? Welcome into my home. Thank you so much for being here today. My name is Miss Rebecca and I'm here from Einstein Hospital's Healthy Eating Program. We're also partners with Eat Right Philly from the School District of Philadelphia. I'm here today to talk to you about this crazy looking vegetable. This is called fennel. Fennel is what we call a winter vegetable or a fall vegetable because that's when it's in season. It's in season from late fall until early spring. So you can think about this vegetable as a cross between celery and anise. If you're not sure what anise is the flavoring that they use to give black licorice or black jelly beans their flavoring. Now don't get nervous, don't run away and shut my video off if you don't like black jelly beans. I promise it's not a very strong flavor, it's a very mild flavor. And in fact, if you roast the fennel, it tastes even less like that. It kind of gets a sweeter flavor, almost like a carrot gets a sweeter flavor when you roast them. And in fact, it's actually a member of the carrot family. And they go great together if you roast them together. You could mix fennel with carrots and onions and potatoes, put a little bit of olive oil on them, some salt and pepper, some garlic, stick them in the oven and roast them on 400 for about 20 minutes. And it won't have as much of that anise flavor to it, okay? So what parts of the fennel can we eat? The great news is we can eat all of it. There's a couple different parts. This bottom part, we call this the bulb. These little feathery parts, these are called fronds. And then we have underneath here the big long green stems. They almost look like celery stems. Okay. And you can eat all of that. So you can eat the fronds, you can eat the stems, and you can also eat the bulb part. All right, so let's get started on how we're going to use this today. First thing we want to do, of course, is wash our hands. Whenever you're preparing any vegetables for your family, you want to make sure you always wash your hands. In fact, if I was out in the community with you, I would actually be wearing gloves to keep you and me safe from any germs. So now that our hands are washed, the second thing we're going to do is we need a pair of freshly cleaned kitchen scissors, and you need to cut away all these fronds. And you can use these just like you would use any other herbs in your kitchen, like basil, oregano, dill, okay? And you can use these in soups, you can put them in stews. If you like to make your own chicken stock at home or your own veggie stock, you could add them for that. You can even add them to rice dishes or pasta dishes. So basically anything you would do with any other herbs in your kitchen, you can also do with these fronds. So the next part underneath that is we have those stems that look like celery, okay? So we're gonna take a knife, we're gonna chop those off. Now these can be used just like you would celery. So if you're gonna make a beef stew, you could put a little bit of celery in and also add a little bit of the fennel in, or if you're making chicken noodle soup, you can add a little bit of that in. Or you know what I like to do with them is I like to put them on the bottom of the roasting pan when I'm roasting a chicken or a turkey. Or you can even do it with fish if you want to, if you're baking some fish in the oven. Lay it right on the bottom and lay the meat on top. And then that way a little bit of the flavor gets in there and then you can also eat them. So you want to rinse those off. Use those just like celery. And then we're also going to wash the bulb off. So we don't want to eat that part on the bottom. And that's the core. So you want to slice it right in half. Okay. And right here in the middle, see this part right here? That's the core. That kind of tends to be pretty tough. So you don't want to eat that part. So you just want to slice on one side of it and then slice on the other side of it, and it'll pop right off. And that's also that part at the bottom that you don't want to eat. So it'll pop right out for you. Okay, so you don't want to eat that part. Same thing over here. Slice on one side, slice on the other side, and underneath, and pop it right out. All right, so once you have the core removed, how you're gonna actually cut this is going to depend on how you're going to use this, what type of a recipe that you're gonna put this in. So if you're gonna roast these, you want bigger chunks. But if you're gonna slice it to put it in a salad, fresh, because you can also eat this fresh. You don't have to cook fennel, you can eat it raw. You wanna slice it really thin. Think about how onions are sliced really thin to put on hoagies or put into salads. You would wanna do the same exact thing to the fennel. So if I was gonna roast it, you'd wanna get the bigger chunks like this. And I wanna show you, see how there's a little bit of blemishes right here on it? You can actually just take a potato peeler and peel it right away. And if you think it's too banged up, you can take that outer layer off. It's just like how an onion peels off the outer layer. You can do that as well. This one doesn't look too bad, actually. This one looks pretty good. Okay, there's a little bit down here at the bottom, so I'm just gonna cut that part off. Okay, so for roasting it, you would want these bigger chunks. Like about that, okay? Bigger slices. Then again, you would just put a little bit of olive oil on it, a little bit of salt, pepper, garlic, whatever seasonings you like. Lay them out on a roasting pan, throw them in the oven for about 20 minutes on 400 and that'll be good, okay? Or if you want them in for salads, you just lay it sideways and slice super, super thin. Okay, so it gives you that crunchiness. So when you have it all sliced thin like this, one of the things that you can do with it, it goes really well with Parmesan cheese. So you could put a little bit of a vinaigrette on it, whatever type of vinaigrette you want, and add some Parmesan cheese to it, maybe a couple of tomatoes or whatever type of other vegetables that you like, and you have a nice little salad because the Parmesan cheese really makes it stand out really well. The other thing that you can buy at the grocery store that's made with fennel is something called fennel seed. Whenever the fennel keeps growing, the top part, the fronds, we call that going to seed. And when they go to seed, they turn into these little tiny seeds and they collect those. And they use those seeds to give flavor to your food, like sausage, for example. So why do you want to eat this? What benefits does this have to us? Well, it's a vegetable, so it's super low in calories, like almost all vegetables are. It's really high in nutrients, like potassium, fiber, vitamin C, just to name a few for you. So it's a really good choice for your family. You can roast it in the oven with your other vegetables, turn it into a salad, add it to your soups. Again, you can put it in pasta or rice, any way that you want. I hope you enjoyed the video today, and I hope you'll let some fennel into your life. Thank you for joining me. Have a great day.